Raghuji, you are not muted, unmuted.
Yeah, we can't hear anything. No
Sorry.
audio.
I had muted it, but I forgot to unmute.
You didn't unmute. That's only.
Sorry.
Now it is okay.
Now it's okay.
It's okay now.
I don't know. I realized that I had done that. But anyhow, there would have been recorded in any case. I don't know whether it would have been recorded because it was in mute.
Prayer was recorded.
Was recorded. Okay. Anyhow, namaste once again to everyone.
Namaste Guruji, pranam.
Pranam.
Namaste,
So, at least
Guruji.
I think we have got the minimum quorum for the class. Let us proceed with that. So, देहोयमन्न भवनोन्नमयस्तु कोशः चान्येन जीवति विनश्यति तद्विहीनः त्वक्चर्म मांस रुधिरास्ति रुधिरास्ति पुरीशराशिः नायं स्वयं भवितुमर्हति नित्यशुद्धः. So this is the sloka we were discussing, which is the introductory sloka for Panchakosha Viveka process. And in the last class, we discussed the Annamaya Kosha, or it is also called Anna Rasamaya Kosha, which is another name for Stula Sharira. So this physical body comes from the food we consume, Annam, and the food is the Srishti Sthiti Laya Karanam for the physical body. So the body is created by food, it is sustained by food, and it perishes without food. Then the Acharya described the contents of the physical body, or what we call Annamaya Kosha. Twak Charma Mamsa Rudira Asti Purisha Rashihi. Twak means outer skin, Charma inner skin, Mamsa flesh, Rudiram blood, Asti bone, Purisham waste matter. Somebody is unmuted. Yeah. Okay. We regularly consume annam or food, and from the food, the nutrition is absorbed by the digestive system, and the waste is stored in the stomach. In fact, we are all carrying our daily waste, which is generated every movement in our body. That's why somebody said we are all walking toilets. The body contains fecal matter, which we do not want to see or touch or even think of otherwise. We get disgusted at the very thought of it. If there is a dustbin or something where we know there is a fecal matter, we will not even go near it. We don't realize at all that the biggest dustbin for fecal matter is our own body, and we are carrying it everywhere. We don't mind touching others, hugging others. Which we would never even think of if we know there is a container which has got waste matter. Because we just forget that our body carries that. In fact, Adi Shankara, in one of his commentaries, he says that if you do Nididhyasanam on this, that my body is fully impure, it is nothing but a putting together of flesh, blood. Everything is very, very, obnoxious even to think of. When we see blood, we rush away from it, but then in our own body, we are having that blood. So he says that if you actually want to develop, disidentify yourself with your body, understand what is the content of your body, that itself will help you to disidentify yourself, to claim that you are not this body. I am pure, Nitya Shuddha hai. This body is full of impurities. I cannot be that. The only thing is this body is very nicely covered with skin and all that. Very nice skin, smooth skin, fair skin, whatever complexion is there. Therefore, we have to realize that this body is also full of dirt, filth, etc. And the Rashi here means a bundle of all ingredients with lot of impurities inside. Body is ever ashuddham, ever impure. And that is why regular cleaning is required. Whenever the ashuddham is removed, the body has a mechanism to remove the ashuddham also periodically or even sometimes continuously by sweat and all that. And to clean that, we use various varieties of cleaning lotions, soap, whatnot. For each and every part of the body also now lotions are available. Face wash, body wash. And then we know that this dirty body, when the waste matter is excreted, it is a very, it generates a smell. Even though the best means to clean that smell also is cleaning the body, many times we take a shortcut. We use all this fragrance, this scent and what is that? So many things we use so that the smell of the body is suppressed and there is a fragrance give out. But we should not forget that this body is subject to impurities constantly. Every movement, impurities are generated. So up to this is the definition of Annamaya. Now the question is, all along we have been claiming, who are you? If you are asked, is I am so and so and so, I am so and so, fair skinned or dark skinned, I am so and so height. This is our identity. All the geography of our body we will say out as our identity. Who are you? I am this. I am long, I am short, I am fat, I am lean. So now the question is this physical body, this Annamaya Kosha, which you have been claiming to be yourself, you have been claiming to be the Atma. Atma means self. Atma is not some mysterious thing. In Vedanta, you must never understand Atma is something mysterious, invisible and all. It is your own self. So is this Annamaya Kosha the Atma is the question. So as I said, Shankaracharya says this physical body, which is full of impurities, does not deserve to be the Atma that is ever pure. This dirty body cannot be the Atma because Upanishad after Upanishad, Atma is defined as ever pure. The body is never pure. So how can the never pure body be taken as the ever pure Atma? Therefore, based on Shruti Pramanam, we dismiss the physical body as Anatma. This is not Atma, this is Anatma. It is a temporary instrument to be carefully preserved, nurtured, all right. but never to be mistakenly taken as me. We have to use the body, therefore protecting the body, preserving the body for using it is very important. But that does not mean we cannot mistake the body as ourselves. For example, this spectacles which I am wearing is very important for me. Without this, my eyesight is hampered. I have to protect it. I have to keep it at a safe place. If it breaks, then I will get a big problem. Protecting is easy, but I cannot say I am the spectacles. Isn't it? But when it comes to the body, that's what we end up doing. What is the instrument which we use for doing transactions? We claim it as ourselves. So in order to claim the Atma, the self, the real self, as yourself, Nididhyasanam has to be done. And that is why the Panchakosha Viveka process, which is laid out in the Taittiriya Upanishad also, each kosha, we have to do meditation, practice Nididhyasanam, so that our attachment to this body goes away. And with that, there are certain side benefits. What are they? We can accept old age as natural. Because whatever is created will have to go through the process of degeneration. Diseases are natural. Because so many ingredients are there. In fact, in Ayurveda, disease is called Dhatu Vaishamya. Our body can be maintained as a healthy body only when all the ingredients within the body are in a balanced state. And that is the approach of Ayurveda. When there is a change in the proportion of the ingredient, there is an imbalance created. And all these are natural to the body. And therefore, old age is natural, diseases are natural, and death is the most natural and definite thing. Once I have disidentified with my body, when I am treating my body as an instrument, when I treat the body as any furniture in my house, because furniture is also a gadget, a laptop for that matter, very useful for our day-to-day lives. But I know when I buy a laptop that this is a life of 3 years, 5 years. Even if the laptop doesn't, get spoiled, the technology will change. I can no longer use this laptop after some time. After maybe 3-5 years, I will have to go for a new laptop. Once we understand all these things, how Anatma's behavior is, I become mentally prepared. I'm not afraid of old age. I'm not afraid of possibility of diseases. I do my best to keep the body healthy. Healthy food, physical exercises. And in spite of all this, immunity still comes down, diseases increase. There is always some disease or the other in the atmosphere. If I have good immunity, that saves me from contacting the infection. If my immunity comes down, diseases enter my body and create all the imbalances. And some of these diseases also become the cause of death also. And the more I meditate on this fact, I allow the body to go through its different natural states. I respect the body. I do everything that is required to preserve and protect this body. And the greatest advantage in this type of meditation, result of this meditation is, I am not afraid of old age, I am not afraid of disease, and I am not even afraid of death. And therefore, Shankaracharya says here, Nayam Swayam Nitya Shuddha Bhavitum Arhati. I am here means I am Kosha. I am Annamaya Kosha. This Annamaya Kosha, this Tula Shariram, Swayam. Swayam means myself, my real self, Atma. Bhavitum na arhati. It can never be me. Because who am I? I am Nitya Shuddha. I am ever pure Atma, the consciousness principle. So claim the Atma. Use the Anatma, no doubt, to claim the Atma. You require your body, mind, sense complex to claim the Atma, to claim that I am the Atma. So use it. The purpose of that is only to be used. Accept the mortality of the body. Claim the immortality of the Atma. And this Nitidhyasanam must be regularly done until it enters the subconscious mind. Initially, it is a deliberate process. Once it has entered the subconscious mind, it will become spontaneous. This disidentification with the physical body will become spontaneous. And you will assimilate this knowledge. I am Annamaya Kosha Nitya Shuddha Atma na Bhavati. So this is about Annamaya Kosha. Then from Annamaya Kosha, directly we do not come to Atma. Of course, after understanding this, that I am not Annamaya Kosha, we say, okay, I accept Annamaya Kosha is not Atma. But we have the next layer, Pranamaya Kosha, which could be Atma. Therefore, we enter the analysis of Pranamaya Kosha. And after analysis, we conclude that Pranamaya Kosha is also not Atma. So we discard that also. Similarly, we deal with Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and examine if they can be accepted as Atma. Again, we will come to the same result. So we travel from outer kosha to the inner kosha. And this methodology is based on Taittiriya Upanishad, as I told you. Even though all the Panchakoshas are Anatma, experientially, there is nothing called inner kosha or outer kosha, so far as we are concerned. The way we have to look at Panchamaya Kosha, Panchakoshas is, they are all together. But then Shastra is defining them inner, outer, etc. Anyontara Atma Pranamaya says Taittiriya Upanishad. So Antara Atma, inner Atma. So how do you say inner, outer, etc.? For that we have to understand what is meant by inner and outer in the Vedantic parlance, in the Shastric parlance. Because this inner outer classification or usage of this terminology is Shruti based. Therefore, we have to understand what is this inner and outer. We must not visualize that this Panchamaya Kosha is something like a onion. There is an outer layer, you peel it, you go to the next, you again peel it, and then next. That is not the case. We should not visualize like that. Because whenever we say outer, inner, and all, one very good example we will come to is onion. Because it has got many layers. We can go on peeling it. That is not to be understood like that. Then what is the significance? The significance is, whenever we are saying Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, 5 koshas, the Annamaya is figuratively considered to be inferior to Pranamaya, which is figuratively considered inferior to Manomaya, which is figuratively considered to be inferior to Vijnanamaya. So all these gradations are figurative only, not factual. And for that, the Shastra gives a logic. What is that? The grosser one, what is more tangible, is considered to be the outer, and the subtler one is considered to be the inner. So comparatively, you compare 2 koshas, the one which is grosser is considered to be outer, the one which is subtler is considered to be inner. And the reason given is, whatever is a product is grosser and outer, and whatever is the cause is subtler and inner. So cause is subtler and inner, effect is grosser and outer. This is the equation. And as we have seen earlier, Karana Shariram is the ultimate cause for everything, for these both Sukshma and Stula Shariram. Therefore, Karana Shariram is considered as the innermost, subtlest. Sukshma Shariram is a product of Karana Shariram. So Sukshma Shariram is considered grosser than as compared to Karana Shariram, and therefore considered as outer to as compared to Karana Shariram. And from Sukshma Shariram, all these subtle elements, the subtle Panchabhutas, alone the grosser elements come, the Stula Panchabhutas. Therefore, the gross elements and the gross body are a product of the subtle Panchabhutas. So the subtle Panchabhutas are considered superior, subtle Panchabhutas are considered inner, and the gross Panchabhutas of which the body, gross body is made, is considered as outer. So this is all relative expressions. As compared to the gross body, all other 4 koshas are inner. As compared to Sukshma Shariram, other 3 koshas are inner. As compared to the Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha is inner. As compared to Panchakoshas, Karana Shariram is inner. So this is how we have to understand this, what is inner and what is outer in Sastric parlance. Therefore, these are all figurative, not factual statements. We must understand, because Vedanta, we will come across lot of figurative expressions. Many people, that is why you require a guru to teach Vedanta. Our intellect is not capable of understanding just by reading what is figurative state expression, what is an actual expression. That's why you require a guru. So this Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya Kosha, all these 3 things belong to the Sukshma Sharira. And therefore, as compared to the gross body. All these three koshas are inner and superior. And Anandamaya kosha, the Karana Shariram, is the innermost, superior most one. Now, among the Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, what is the basis of gradation? Why do we say Pranamaya is outer, Manomaya is inner, and Vijnanamaya is still inner? What is the basis? The basis is Pranamaya corresponds to Kriya Shakti or action. Manomaya corresponds to Icha Shakti or desire. Vijnanamaya corresponds to Jnana Shakti or knowledge. So, Kriya Shakti, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Action, desire, knowledge. Now, if you actually sit back and analyze, the question is, in which order they rise in our mind? For desire to come, what is the first thing that is required? There must be a knowledge of the desired object, isn't it? If you do not know that such an object exists, where can you, the desire will for that object will not come. Therefore, first the knowledge has to come. You have to know such and things exist. I can desire them. I can possess them. I can get them. So what happens? Desire becomes the product of jnana. You cannot desire something unless you know that the product exists and also know that it is worth desiring. There are so many products which you may have knowledge of, but you don't consider everything to be worth desiring, isn't it? So the object and worthiness have to be known first. So knowledge is the source, desire is the effect. Knowledge is the cause, desire is the product. So cause is superior to the product. So Jnanamaya is superior to Manomaya. And therefore Jnanamaya is relatively inner to Manomaya. So Manomaya corresponds to the desired product, should be outer compared to Vijnanamaya kosha or Jnanamaya Vijnanamaya kosha, which corresponds to knowledge, the cause. Then between desire and action, what comes first? Desire comes first. Action follows the desire. Then only the desire can be fulfilled. Janati ichchati yatate. First you know, then you desire, then you take action to fulfill the desire. Therefore, desire is the cause and action is the product. Therefore, Pranamaya kosha, which corresponds to action, must be outer, figuratively outer, compared to Manomaya kosha, which is figuratively inner. So, among these three, Vijnanamaya kosha innermost, Manomaya kosha comparatively outer, Pranamaya kosha still comparatively outer. This is the order in which the gradation the Shastra does. So the cause is inner, the product are outer or grosser. And whenever we make an inquiry, we take the products first. Because from a grosser level, gradually we go to the interior and subtler levels. Always travel from gross to subtle. And this is, of course, called, there are Nyaya Shastra says, Kakachandra Nyaya hai or Arundhati Darshana Nyaya hai. Method of gradually knowing from the gross to the subtle in that order. And what is this Arundhati Darshana Nyaya? See, in marriages and all, or even when the Upanayanam is done, Dhruva Nakshatram is shown to the boy. In marriage, this Arundhati Nakshatram is shown to the couple after marriage. Arundhati was Yajnavalkya's, not Yajnavalkya's. That's what I'm saying.
Bharadwaja, is it?
No.
Bharadwaja Guru.
No.
Vasishta's wife.
Vasishta's wife.
Bharadwaja Rajasuya. Sorry.
I mean, that Vasishta name did not. Arundhati was Vasishta's wife. Very learned woman, steadfast. So, after the marriage, Arundhati is shown. Arundhati, she's a star now. So, Arundhati star is shown to the couple that your married life should be stable, like that. I mean, you should follow, especially the girl should follow the example of Arundhati. Support your husband in all his pursuits. Because without Shakti, there is no Shiva. Most important, we always understand that if you are supporting somebody, you are inferior. Total misunderstanding. If you are supporting somebody, you are superior. That is why parents support their children. Parents are superior to children. That's why they support the children. Somehow, all these Western philosophies and all come and they have totally corrupted our thinking, corrupted our mind. If you help somebody, you think that you are inferior to that person. Anyhow, let us not get into that. So, this Arundhati Darshana Nyaya is, when the couple are shown, this Arundhati star is normally it should be done at night because then only you can see the stars. But these days in marriages, they do it in the morning itself. Again, figuratively, they show the Arundhati star. Excuse me. So you can't spot the Arundhati star immediately. So many stars are there. But the priest knows which is the Arundhati star. So he will start showing. He will first see, can you see the tree which is very gross? So both the couple will say, yes, we can see the tree. Now take your eyesight above the tree or to the top of the tree. Can you see two branches there? I'll say, yes, we can see two branches. So the branches are subtler than the trunk of the tree. Now, can you see some leaves on those two branches? They will say, yes, we can see the leaves between the two branches. Leaves are subtler than the branches. Then they will say, in between those two top leaves, can you see one bright star? They will say, yeah, we can see that bright star. Is that Arundhati? He will say, no, that is not Arundhati. Wait. Now, from that bright star, take your eyesight to the east. So they will take the eyesight to the east, and there will be one lesser bright star. Then they will ask, oh, is that Arundhati? He will say, no, that is still not Arundhati. So he will say that lesser bright star, can you see another lesser bright star some distance away from that? They can see that. So there are two lesser bright stars they can see. Oh, is that the Arundhati? They will say, no, that is also not the Arundhati. Where is Arundhati? Wait. In between two lesser bright stars, can you see a very faint lighted star? They will say, they will concentrate for some time because that faint can't see, they can't see. But still, once they start concentrating, they can see that faint light. You will say, can you see the faint light? Yes, that is Arundhati. So this is what is called from the gross to the subtle. That is called Arundhati Darshana Nyaya. And the same methodology Shastra uses to know this from the Panchakoshas, from Annamaya to Anandamaya, to know that the same process Shastra uses, gross to subtle in that order. In fact, this is not only used for gaining knowledge, later the same process Shastra uses for Nididhyasanam also. But of course, we'll come to all that later. So first I go to Annamaya Kosha, I am the body, then I say I am not the body. Then I go to Pranamaya, which survives after death. Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, they all survive after the death of the Annamaya Kosha. Because even after I shed the physical body, Prana continues, Dharana Shariram continues, Manochitta Buddhi Ahankara continues. So one by one, the outer ones I shed first in the form of disidentification. Then I finally come to Karana Shariram or Anandamaya Kosha. And when I have negated everything, everything means Stula Shariram you have negated, or you can say Annamaya Kosha, then Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. You have negated everything. You where will you land? You say there is nothing now left. You know nothing about Karana Sharira till now. You don't even know that Karana Sharira, something like Karana Sharira exists. So you land in Shunya, blankness. We discussed this when we discussed Karana Sharira. It is just like, a state of no information. Where Vijnanamaya Kosha is rejected, you don't have any information at all. But that blankness exists. Blankness does not mean void. You can identify the blankness positively. Then I reject that blankness or nothingness also, because what is that blankness? That is Karana Shariram, the deep sleep state, which is also an anatma. So you have to negate that also. Once you have done all these things, I still exist. I have negated everything. I am not the body, I am not the Sukshma Shariram, I am not the Karana Shariram, but the I is still there. That is how you have been saying I. When you negate the Karana Shariram, the I does not disappear. So then finally, you come to the innermost one. I am the consciousness principle who am aware even of the blankness. Even to say I did not know anything is knowledge. To say there is no information is also knowledge. Therefore, the entire spiritual journey is an inward journey. Stage by stage by stage. And it is done gradually from Annamaya to Anandamaya to Atma. Therefore, when we say the inner kosha, The word inner is within inverted commas. It is not physically inner, but figuratively inner, because it's a subtler kosha. This we have to remember. Therefore, in the following slokas, Shankaracharya defines each kosha first. Thereafter, it is rejected as anatma. So, this is the process of Panchakosha Viveka, which we have to follow. From verses 45 to 60, in 16 verses, we are going to do Panchakosha Viveka. In fact, in the original text, there are 58 verses, from verse 153 to 210. But from those 58 verses, Swami Paramathanandaji has extracted 16 verses only for our study, and which are all very, very important. And while explaining these verses, we will get some ideas of what other verses also say. We're just using these verses to understand the whole process rather. So we will now read the 47th verse. Purvam janerapi mrite ratanayamasti jata kshanah ksanaguno niyata swabhavah naiko jadascha ghatavat paridrishyamanah swatma katham bhavati bhava vikaraveta. So the Anvaya is Ayam Janehe Purvam Api Na Asti. Atha Mritehe Api Na Asti. Jata Kshanah Ksanagunah Aniyata Swabhavah Na Yekah Jadah Cha Ghatavat Paridrishyamanah Bhava Vikaraveta Swatma Katham Bhavati. Ends it with a question. It's a reflective question. I am this physical body. Janehe Purvam, before its birth. Api, even. Na asti, does not exist. Ata mritehe, after death. Api, also. Na asti, does not exist. Jata kshanah ksanagunah, gains new attributes with the birth of every movement. Kshana guna means every movement. Guna means qualities, attributes. Aniyata swabhavaha is of uncertain nature. Na, not. Ekaha, a single unit. Jadaha, inert. Cha, and. Ghatavat, like a pot. Paridrishyamanaha, can be perceived. Bhava Vikara Veta, knower of the modifications. Swatma, one's self. Khatam, how. Bhavati, it can be or it becomes. So this physical body does not exist before birth or after death. It gains new attributes with the birth of every movement and is of uncertain nature. It is not a single unit, but it is an assemblage and inert. It is an object of perception like the pot. How can it be the self, who is the knower of modifications? So Adi Shankara still defines Annamaya from a different perspective. He wants to convince us or to repeatedly give out the message, emphasize this fact that you are not your physical body, because that is the biggest misconception all of us has. So he is not going to deal with each kosha in one sloka. He is going to, as I said, 15 slokas he is going to use. So here also he is defining Annamaya, pointing out that you must understand that your physical body is just like a costume. Never mistake yourself to be the costume. And in order to explain that, he gives the various features of the body. Purvam janehe. Janehe means birth, janma. Before the birth of this body was not there. But I was very much there. If I have brought the Karana Shariram and Sukshma Shariram, brought it forward from my Purva Janma, I must have existed, very much existed, even when this physical body was no longer there. When I entered the womb of my mother, I should have existed. So he establishes a disconnection between the Atma and the physical body, Anatma. Physical body is something like a costume which you have bought recently and probably worn on the Diwali day. That's all. You don't need to give more importance to the physical body. Other than, of course, costume has to be maintained. You have to wash it regularly. You have to maintain it. Maybe, crease the, iron the creases, etc. Good looking, all that is necessary. So what do the mothers give birth to? Mothers give birth to the physical body, not me. I am not born out of my mother. My mother only provided me a physical body, and that too, not the same physical body in every janma. My mother in this janma has given me one body for the current operation. So my mother of this janma has only given one body for current operation. I was there in the previous birth also with a body produced by some other mother. It is not the same mother I have in this janma that I had in the previous janma. And in the next janma also, I am not going to have the same mother. If at all there is a next janma. In the next janma, if at all I have, I will get another body given by another mother. So there are so many mothers give me the body as costume in each birth. But I myself have been existing with my Karana and Sukshma Sharira birth after birth after birth. Forget the Atma, even Karana Shariram and Sukshma Shariram, they existed in the previous Janma also and many more Janmas before that. But this body was not there in the previous Janma. So he says, Ayam Janehe Purvam Na Asti. Before this birth, this body was not there, but I was there. Similarly, Ayam Mritehe or Atha Mritehe Ayam Na Asti. Atha Mritehe. Atha means thereafter. Mritehe, death. Once this body goes, I will no more be able to operate through this body. But I am still there. I will very much continue to exist. And because we continue to exist, that is why the family continues to help the departed souls, as they call, which corresponds to Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. We perform Shraddha, we do Tarpanam, etc. Not for the physical body which has gone away. It is for the Sukshma and Karana Shariram which survives and travels to take another body. Our prayers through Shraddham, through this Tarpanam, etc. is meant for what? in this Janma, you have been kind enough to give me this beautiful Stula Sharira. I am so thankful to you. I know that you are going to take another body because you have no longer, your physical body no longer exists. Your Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karana Shariram are going to travel to take another body. Let that journey be pleasant journey, bon voyage. Shastra tells me that the journey of the Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram is fraught with so many difficulties, so many obstacles, so many hurdles. I pray that all those obstacles, those hurdles are all cleared and you are easily able to continue in this journey. I do not know how long this journey of yours is going to take. It will depend upon your own karma, which I do not know anything about. Therefore, as long as I am alive, this physical body is alive, I will continue to do this tarpanam and shraddham, etc. Even if you have taken the next physical body, it does not matter. I will assume that you are still traveling and I will continue to pray as long as my physical body survives. Once my physical body goes, my children, my son, they will be praying similarly for me, for you, and also for your parents. 3 generations they will pray. They will pray. This is how we have to understand our Sanatana Dharma. Beautiful. It's all thanksgiving. It's all reverential attitude. Whatever we receive, even a small thing, we have to be thankful. So, Ata mritehe. Ata means after death, I am na asti. Stula Shariram is not there. But as I said, Sukshma Karana Shariram are there. Therefore, physical body is only a very small window. This physical body is only a small window amongst in the entire journey of the Atma. From one of the Jivatma, I would put, Atma doesn't travel, of the Jivatma, which is Anadi, Ananta, till you get moksha. And not only that, even during this period of 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years that this physical body survives, the body doesn't remain the same. It was a very small body in the womb of the mother. In fact, it was just a seed. Mother can only carry a small body. You can't be born straight away as a 150 kilo sumo wrestler, isn't it? So initially, even sumo wrestler's body was only small initially, making it convenient for the mother to hold and nourish. Then it is born as a baby, and every moment the baby grows. And after some time, the growth stops, but the body continues to change, go through modifications. Every day our body, physical body is changing. Weight is increasing, weight is decreasing. Some boil comes, then the boil disappears. Some patch comes and the patch disappears. Hair comes and disappears. Body is continuously changing. Adding certain characteristics, removing certain other characteristics. That is the dharma of the body, Sharira Dharma. Even when the hair comes, the color of the hair changes. With time, black hair becomes partially white, as they call salt and pepper hair. All these things we observe, we see, we perceive, we experience. Therefore, he says, Kshanaha Ksanagunaha, Jata Kshanaha, every movement, Gunaha, a new attribute is born, and the old attribute disappears. millions of cells appear and disappear every day. And that is why he says, Aniyata Swabhavaha. You cannot say what is going to happen to your body. At what age your hair will turn gray or it will disappear, you can't say. These cannot be stipulated by anyone. You cannot say this will be the weight of my body all the time. This will be my height. This will be my circumference. Nothing can be stipulated. It is all changing all the times. Sometimes we know the reason, sometimes we do not know the reason also. Even doctors do not know why this happens. They all accept it as a natural process. Therefore, aniyata swabhavaha. Its nature is unpredictable. It is of unpredictable parameters. And then he says, na ekaha jadaha cha. The body, na ekaha, is not one entity. It is a composite entity. It is an assemblage consisting of several parts. As the medical science advances, we are able to get even spare parts also for the body. Teeth can be replaced. Your heart walls can be replaced. Liver can be replaced. Bones can be replaced. So even spare parts are also we are getting. So the body is full of parts and joints, just like a car or any other vehicle. Na ekaha means samuha rupaha. And then he says jadaha cha, which is the most important feature of this. Since all the three bodies are made up of matter or elements and elementals in either gross or subtle form, the whole thing is matter. And therefore, the whole thing is inert in nature. A very important feature to understand. Matter is inert. Matter cannot do anything on its own. This body cannot act on its own. But I am a conscious being. Therefore, I am neither matter nor energy. So therefore, again, Nididhyasanam process, I am not matter or energy. Then go to I am not path, product, property of that matter, this body also. Therefore, how can the material body, the inert body, be the consciousness I? So he says, Jadaha cha, the body is inert. And finally, and most importantly, he says, Gatavat paridrishyamanaha. Again, another very important argument, which we will discuss in the next class. Okay, stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Any questions? No hands are going up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Thank you. Happy Diwali to all of you. Of course, for those in
Happy
India,
Diwali.
related,
Dhanyawad,
but
Guruji.
still Diwali is there. So happy Diwali
Yes.
to all of you. Okay.
Thank
Let's catch
thank
up.
you, Guruji. Happy Deepavali, and thank you for a wonderful session. Very, very thought-provoking. Each session gets more thought-provoking than the previous one.
Yeah, it is
So
to
wonderful.
grow.
The comparison of from gross to subtler, the example of how the Arundhati Nakshatram is shown.
Yeah.
That's That experience is so beautiful. Thank you so
We are
much.
traveling with the thoughts of Adi Shankaracharya, so don't worry, you're in safe hands.
Yes, that's very reassuring. It's very, first step of reassurance is we are with you, and then your reassurance about Adi Shankara is even more reassuring. Thank you very much, Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om.